Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Central Texas. Alrighty. I am going to Good afternoon. I went ahead and updated this map, added this whole week here to update you on just how odd this July has been. Talk about when potentially we're going to hit 100 degrees for the first time here this month, if, and what's going on with the tropics, if, and when our rain chances are this week. And so, yeah, you can tell by this map I just updated here, right ahead of that July 4th system and all that rain that happened, we were right near the norm. We are typically right around 96, 97 degrees daily in July. Of course, as you all know, typically we also have some hundreds thrown in there in July and August. And this data is pulled in from Waco's airport. So obviously with our viewing area, things can vary, but that's where this data is pulled in by. So all of the blue here behind me is below norm. So every day since July 3rd, we've been below the norm. And we've had some days that we're sitting ridiculously low in the 70s and 80s. Again, that normal average high for Waco's airport in July, 96.7. So this week, of course, starting today, we don't have that data yet, but thinking it's going to trend a little bit closer to that normal, but still technically a degree or two below on average. So next week is going to be the big question mark. Are we going to start to see the triple digits, or are we going to go through the whole month of July, some days well below the average? We'll see. Live look right now out in Temple, traffic moving nicely. Trees are moving nicely too, so the breeze is a little bit nice, in my opinion. I was out running earlier and my face was just dark red by the end of it. But it wasn't windy this morning when I was running. It was just so humid. Helps break up the humidity a little bit, which is in the 50s right now, percentile. It is 91 degrees already, so I think middle 90s is where we top out. It's now 12:55. I think we go up to about 94, 95 probably this afternoon on average. Winds out of the south at almost 20. So yes, it is windy today. The sun is out today, more so than what we saw over the weekend. It was kind of odd. We ended up with a few more clouds than the models had pulled in. 90s, right near 90 for the whole viewing area, already 93 in Hearn though, yuck. 91 Waco. 24-hour temperature change shows us, exactly 24 hours ago, so 12:56 yesterday to right now, we're just trending a couple of degrees on average higher than yesterday. You could see this is kind of a funky trend here today. There's an area of mid-level low pressure that is sort of spinning here. You see these clouds spinning up from the hill country. Unfortunately, we don't have other mechanics in place to see a couple of showers here in Central Texas today. Of course, the hill country still doesn't want that. They're still in recovery mode. But it is helping pump in some cloud cover from the south. So I do anticipate the rest of the afternoon through the evening, especially the further south that you go, you run into a few clouds. Lesser so than what we saw over the weekend, though, and winds can remain breezy out of the south, but no rain on radar to show you. You see these arrows right here. They move faster when the wind's higher, and yeah, it looks like it's breezy area wide. Again, looks like moving into Bell County, Lampasas, down towards Burnett, Llano, maybe a few clouds that you'll probably be thankful to see they come to your house, because yeah, it's hot. Heat index values will peak, and this is the feels like temperature that does factor in that humidity at just over the century mark this afternoon in the 4 o'clock hours, usually when we hit our highs this time of year. So Futurecast, let's talk about potential rain chances in the tropics. So right now it's 91 in Temple. I think, like I was saying, mid-90s for most of the viewing area. Could see some upper 90s east of I-35. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw a stray shower or two this evening, but it would be extremely minimal, if anything whatsoever. Most of us are just going to kind of stay how we are, feeling hot and humid, windy. Same thing for tomorrow. We're going to end up temperature-wise probably around 95, 96, just a degree or two below the average. Winds stay out of the south, noting that keeps us humid, but not as humid as what potentially we're going to be this upcoming weekend, where you start to see maybe some heat advisories issued. Once we're sitting with high temperatures around 98, 99 degrees, and then add in some humidity, is where you're going to start to see the Weather Service issuing those heat advisories. So they've already said something about this weekend, potentially, especially if we do have another tropical wave approaching southeast Texas or Louisiana, just like we had a week ago. It would bring in that humid air for sure. So this is a longer range model, and we get what we call blurbs of potential rain when we're looking out further in days. This is Friday, maybe 10% is where I would put this, and favoring southeast. Same thing for Saturday, and last time, same thing for Sunday. So this is very similar to what we saw this past week, where a lot of us didn't end up getting weekend rain, but some clouds came into the area. You can see here it's showing partly cloudy skies over this upcoming weekend. It will be hot, it will be humid. Could see a tropical wave approaching the Gulf Coast again. So right now, nothing organized to really show you. But again, we're watching towards Thursday, Friday, Saturday over this next upcoming weekend, just like we just saw last week. Potentially, we do have some tropical moisture. This is just something to note. It is so far away. If you see that yellow right there, 10% chance that it develops. It's moving west at like 20 miles an hour, barely moving, very disorganized. But I'm going to continue to show you this daily because it is that time of year. So quiet weather over the next 7, mid-90s daily. Again, my first graphic was saying we're typically like between 96 and 97 is the average high for July. So we're getting very close to kind of snapping back to reality, but don't see any triple digits here. Wouldn't be absolutely shocked if, as we approach the weekend, there are a couple of heat advisories out if projected humidity is going to be super high. So a couple of slim rain chances, but I may end up upping this to 20 later today or tomorrow, and then the days around it I may change to 10%, but nothing widespread. Don't think anything's going to get rained out. We will continue to kind of watch for a potential tropical wave. Other than that, enjoy this almost last week of July. Next week, we're in August by the end of the week, which is insane to me. Starting to see all the back to school stuff, and HEB, if anyone that works at HEB, y'all are crazy. Today I was at HEB and I saw all the pumpkin stuff out. It's too early for that. All right, guys. Have a good Monday.